guys, welcome back to a brand new video. I'm RexFinance, and today I am pleased to be talking about created ticker symbol CRTD stock once again. I've talked about this company twice in the past, and in fact, the first video I did on this company has over 20,000 views. Today, I'm looking forward to briefly discussing why created share price is skyrocketing, but for the most part, I'm going to be talking about what I truly believe is going to happen to the share price in the near term and also the long term. I'm also going to be discussing in this video why I believe this short squeeze is much different from that of AMC or even GameStop, so be sure you stay tuned for that. But today, briefly, my dog wanted to join me because dogs are colorblind, and he is not sure what color the like button turns when you hit the like button. So do him a favor and tell him what color the like button turns when you click it down in the comment section below. He would really appreciate it, wouldn't you, Wally? No, in all seriousness, I think Wally hated being on camera, but you know, you gotta do what you gotta do to get a like in today's YouTube universe. Before we get into this, I wanna say thank you to Gavin and Tribony for recently subscribing to the YouTube channel, and I also wanna say thank you to Benson and Rob for recently signing up for the Rex Nation paid membership. With that membership, they get early access to my videos, my buy and sell alerts, all that good stuff. So if you guys are interested in joining the membership, there are now 2 ways you can do that. First, by hitting the join button down below, located right next to the subscribe button. If you don't see the join button, there will be a link to the Patreon down in a pinned comment. I would love to see some of you guys join our amazing community, just like Rob and Benson recently have. But anyways, with all of that out of the way, let's go ahead and get into this exciting stuff. First, with this video, let's start off with the amazing stock chart. So today alone, the stock was up over 30%, and it's up another almost 7% after hours. We're in the midst of a massive short squeeze. Just over the last 3 trading days alone, we can see that the share price is up almost 80%, which is absolutely incredible. There are multiple reasons why this stock is in the midst of a big short squeeze, but headlining all of those reasons is the fact that there are only 11.77 million shares outstanding. Out of these almost 12 million shares outstanding, very few of those are a part of the public float. The float is the number of shares available to be publicly traded intraday in the stock market. So even if the total shares outstanding is almost 12 million, perhaps only 5 million or 6 million make up the total float, because out of the shares outstanding, there are institutional investors and also executives of the company that are holding shares and aren't selling those shares publicly on the intraday basis. Pair this with the fact that Created has over 40% short percentage currently. That is incredible. Right now, it is the second most highly shorted stock in the entire stock market. Not long ago, that 42% was over 50%. So we can see that some shorts have already had to cover their position. Both of those things, a low float and also a high short percentage, makes a perfect recipe for a big short squeeze, which is what we are in the midst of seeing right now with CRTD stock. However, I'm going to go out on a limb here and assume that most people that are buying into this short squeeze don't know something very important about this stock. It's also something that separates them from the AMC and the GameStops and all these other meme stocks out there. What they don't realize is that the CEO and founder of Created actually worked on Wall Street for 2 decades, over 20 years of Wall Street experience being a hedge fund and portfolio manager. He understands how shorts work, he understands how to get rid of shorts, and he understands how to get big investors to buy in to cause a short squeeze. So not only do we have the perfect recipe, but we also have a CEO and founder that understands all of this. This CEO, Jeremy Fromer, has also been buying shares on the open market like crazy since I originally bought into this stock. Just for reference, we can do a quick Google search here and see that my first video that I published on this company was on February 8th of this year. I titled this video, "I just bought $20,000 of this penny stock." In all of my stock market portfolios that I manage, I've actually added to my Created position in all of those portfolios since I first released this video. While we're on this note, I think a lot of people that are buying into this short squeeze probably don't know what this underlying business does. Both of these videos that I posted here on this Google search go very in depth into what Created is as a company and what they do. So if you want to look into what the company does that you're buying into, I highly encourage you watch this video and also the CEO interview, which is the second video I did on this company. Both of these links will be in the description down below. A good starting place would be this first video I published here on February 8th, but if you want to go even deeper, I would suggest you watch the over hour-long interview I did with Created CEO Jeremy Fromer. Anyways, let's go ahead and discuss why I think this short squeeze is much different than that of AMC and GameStop. It's a bold claim, but hear me out. In that first video I published on this company, I stated that I think my fair value price target for the company was in the double digits somewhere. over $10 per share. Even after this short squeeze, we're still only at around $6 per share, which is nowhere close to my $10 plus price target for this company. With AMC and GameStop, it's a tough argument to make that they are at fair value right now. In fact, I believe that 99.9% of the people invested in either of those two companies right now would tell you that intrinsically, those stock prices are overvaluing the company. But with Created, it's much different. Now, I'm not a financial advisor, and these are just my thoughts, opinions, and ideas, but you can make that argument with Created, that the stock price is still dramatically undervalued from where the fair value of the company should be. Again, if you want to dig deeper on the underlying business and how they're growing exponentially, I highly suggest you watch those two videos that I have linked in the description down below. But if you clicked on this video, I'm sure you're curious to hear what I think is going to happen to the share price in the short term and also the long term. So let's start with the short term. I don't think that any move of 50% or higher in a share price within 2 trading days is sustainable. Eventually, the share price is probably going to dip. However, looking into the long term, again, I think this is a $10 plus stock in its current state. So I am not interested in selling my 6,500 shares that I own. I'm just not interested in doing that because I have patience. I'm in no hurry to make money, and over time, I'm extremely confident the share price will get to my price target or higher in the future. But for those of you trying to time this out, although I'm not an expert and I think it's almost impossible to correctly time a stock, I do think that a move like this is unsustainable, and just like the first time we had a short squeeze, it's probably going to dip for a day or two before making its next rip up. If and when it dips, that is your chance to get back into the stock if you previously owned it, or it's your chance to get into it for the first time if you're interested in the company or even experiencing a potential short squeeze. Because again, that short percentage is still sitting at over 40%, which is incredible. Based on that figure alone and the fact that it's a low float stock, honestly, the stock price could hit $20 a share or higher very, very easily, representing over a 3x of your money. So I think if you're patient here, you're going to make a lot of money either way, short term and long term. So with the 6,500 shares that I own in my Robinhood portfolio that we track on this YouTube channel and also in the members only Discord server, I am holding my 6,500 shares. I don't have any interest in selling those because I think over time, the share price is going to be much higher than $6, whether or not the short squeeze is sustained or it's not. However, in my Roth IRA in particular, I've sold about 70% of my total holdings in the company. The reason I have done this is because in a Roth IRA, you don't have to pay capital gains tax. Obviously, with 6,500 shares in my Robinhood portfolio, that is a lot of tax that I'm going to have to pay if I sell my shares. So that's another reason I'm not interested in selling them in my Robinhood portfolio. But with the Roth IRA, I can get away with that without paying the capital gains tax. So I've sold about 70% of my position in the Roth IRA. However, just in case the short squeeze goes on for a few more days, I'm still holding that other 30%. But if it dips in the next day or two, I'm going to be loading back up on shares and actually owning more shares than I did previously because I sold at a higher price and I'm buying back in at a lower price. I want to reiterate that on this channel, I am a long-term investor focused on long-term gains. I am by no means in a hurry to make money, and I don't think any of you guys should be either. I believe that $10 a share is inevitable at some point. So even if you jump in on this stock after it's been up 30%, I think if you have patience, you're still going to make a lot of money regardless of whether it dips in the short term or not. With that, let me know down in the comment section below how many shares of Created you own and whether or not you plan to add to that position or even start a position for the first time. If you guys enjoyed this, again, please leave a like down below. Also, if you're new here or returning and not yet subscribed, please hit that subscribe button. I'll be back with a brand new video on Wednesday. Peace out.